trouble, ruin, ask Alma. Evil, do it, ask Alma. Time for viewing, ask Alma. Are you down, feeling low? Are trials weighing heavy on your mind? I know a place we can go. Sit back and unwind. Grab a seat, put up your feet, and we'll ask Alma. Ask her anything. She has a certain flair for being tough, but always fair. So if you need someone who cares, ask Alma. Problems big or small, she has the answers to them all. So drop your questions, have them solved by Alma. You can ask her anything. Trouble, ruin, ask Alma. Evil, do it, ask Alma. Time for viewing, ask Alma.
Hello, good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to Ask Alma. I'm Courtney and I'm guest hosting tonight for Miss Alma because she's, doing summertime things, getting her little hot girl summer on. And I have been looking forward to coming on the show for actually most of the week, like most of last week, because I am in New York. I'm from New York, but I live in Virginia. And I've been living in Virginia for a while. And I have to admit, if anybody's from New York who's watching, you probably want to disown me. Hey, Mary Lou. But I'm no longer a New Yorker. Like, this is the pits. I usually don't even stay as long as I'm staying right now. My daughter comes up, I usually like drop her off and turn right back around the same day or the next day. Hi, Mom. But I'm here and it is really, really driving me crazy. I'm going to be honest. And I don't miss being here. Not at all. And I want to say that if you're from New York and you moved out of the state, you probably can relate, even though you won't admit it out loud on like a stream like I am. You kind of don't want to come back. I want to bring on my panel, especially Miss D, because I know Miss D knows what I'm talking about. I know she's from Jersey, but she's been living out of Jersey for a while. So Miss D, you there?
I am. Hey, Courtney. I was like listening to you talk, like, please don't do this because the New Yorkers will be on you.
Listen.
You know what? I don't know a New Yorker who doesn't love New York. I don't know one New Yorker who has left who doesn't love going back. For some reason, I get that, it's not for everybody, especially when you've kind of learned to live in a suburban environment. It is a challenge. How old were you when you left?
I mean, I left like I was grown. Like I left. Well, I've lived more than one place, so I've kind of left and came back. But now I think I'm older. But I've gotten so used to how things are where I'm at.
Right.
So like where I'm staying with family now, and I lived here in this apartment where I'm staying at for years. My aunt is kind of like by kind of like a shopping, like an area where people come to shop, and she lives right off the highway. So for years, I used to sleep with the highway. It didn't bother me. The other night I was sleeping, someone laid on their horn, and I jumped up like.
Oh yeah, that is an adjustment. That isn't when you're used to the noises and things. Like my mother, when she comes to visit me, she's like, it's too quiet. Because she's used to having, and she's also 80, 80 something years old. So, but she's used to having that background noise that some people really just can't tolerate.
And for years I was like that, but it's like the things that you were used to, or like I was used to living here. Now it gives me the creeps. You know what I mean? Like when you take the subway every day, when I took the subway every day, I was used to weird people. I was used to the smell. Y'all know if you're from New York how the subway smells. I ain't even gotta. But now I get on the subway and I'm like this. Like
Well, yeah, but you're older and you have I think more information and more exposure. That like when you're a kid, you go all kinds of places and go even with our other panelists who grew up in Northern Virginia, she still as a teenager probably did a bunch of things that now she wouldn't even consider doing. So I think that some of it comes with age.
Listen, this place, whatever. You know how when you watch movies or shows and it's, in the past and it's like medieval times and the king is like, I renounce the throne. I renounce the throne, okay? I'm dead.
That's crazy.
I'm not in New York anymore.
Well, you going home. You going home before they run you out of there.
Listen, I have to be here for like almost another week. And I'm just like...
Well, what happened is you will find something that you really enjoy happening in that week. And then you'll be like, oh, now it's time for me to go. And I'm going to miss that.
It's really my family. And my family, like I'm saying, when I come up here, I turn right back around. They're like, Courtney, you never stay. I'm like, come see me.
Right. Well, Mary Lou says that she wouldn't live there, but she loves to visit. So,
but I don't even like that. I'm going to be honest. I don't even like visiting.
Okay, well, you need to exit quickly.
Yes, because it's driving me crazy. And I went to the grocery store. I'm like, the cost of groceries. I'm never going to complain because I couldn't believe how much groceries cost here. It's crazy. So, Leah, where you at? Is she there?
Did we lose her?
Did we lose her?
No.
There she is.
Okay.
Hey, Leah.
You know, I'm in the background like, hold up. Hey, y'all.
How are you?
Now, real quick, I do know a few people from New York who feel like you feel. A couple of my parents, they may be on here. Shout out to my New York parents. They really don't like going back. They went to Howard, both of them.
Okay.
So they've been here since college. So now they're in their 40s like I am. And they don't like going back. But that's who I text. Like when I go out of town, because I love New York. And then I'll spontaneously text them, like him and his wife in the group message, and be like, okay, we on the subway. I need to go here. And then his wife is like, you want to what? You want the subway in New York? And I'm like, it's okay. Like, I'm okay. She was like, no, things are not the same. Like, and then I'll be like, okay, my girlfriend sent me this hotel. Do we need to stay here? She's like, no, you need to go up 2 blocks. You need to stay over here. You need to be over here. And I'm like, oh, okay. But she feels like you do, Courtney. They only go back. She hates to say like funerals, weddings, baby showers. Hi, Miss Sharon. But yes.
Leah, I'm curious because I know there isn't a real comparison, but I know you like Miami too. So what about those two cities? What's the draw? Like for New York, it's plays, and what's the draw for you in Miami?
I think the draw more is Miami is play and relax. New York makes me have to. I like the rush of New York. You know what I mean? Like I grew up in Virginia,
movement, right?
But we aren't that far from DC. And technically, where I lived in Virginia, once you cross the bridge, we are in DC. So I'm like 10 minutes from the city. And Waldorf, I'm like 25. So it's like the city part I like because I'm used to DC. I'm used to the city. Waldorf is not as quiet as it used to be since I moved to
it's gotten quiet.
Yeah, but New York is something all the time. Like everything
24 hours.
Is moving. Yes.
But that's also the thing too. Like things that I used to look forward to, they're gone. You know what I mean? Like every time I come up here, something that I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go there and do that.
Right.
It's not here anymore. Right. So I'm just kind of like, and then it's also I'm not used to the on top of each other thing. So like even in the grocery store, it just felt like people were like this.
That's what I'm not used to, Courtney. That's what I was gonna say. Like I love the city part, but I didn't like that everybody was like this. And
there's no personal space.
But it was like everybody was like speed. You would have thought they was on scooters. Like everybody is moving. Here, I'm like, what are they doing?
But that's part of it. That's part of the movement is because
it's
crowded.
And you got somebody ask somebody for directions and they'll be like, oh wait, they might stop and say no, go right here, go. No, in New York when we asked somebody, you had to walk with them. Like they
Yeah, they're
they
not
you gotta
stop.
go there and go up 30
They'll
seconds, but he's steady walking. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, because they'll give you, and that's a misconception. Because people will give you directions. I used to give people directions, but you want to walk with me,
Right.
like
Yes.
okay, keep going.
And it's fast.
Yes.
When I
But-
moved, people said to me, "Why do you walk so fast?"
Yeah,
Like I grew up in New Jersey, outside of Philadelphia, but you're constantly, moving quickly because you got to catch a bus, you got to catch a train. You're always moving quickly. So, and then my stepfather used to walk fast. I had to keep up with him. But then when you go other places, they're like, "Where are you going? What's the hurry? Like, why you walk so fast?" But part of that is to kind of navigate through. If you remember being in high school, both of you, I know it was a long time ago, but when you were in high school, like when the bell rang, it was crowded. So you really had to work with walk with purpose is what I call it. You had to keep moving or you were going to be late for class because, somebody had to stop in the hallway and have a conversation about something that didn't have anything to do with you. And it's kind of like that, just on a bigger scale. Everybody is trying to be somewhere.
My mom said, "Turn in your New Yorker card, please." You know what, Mom? But you feel the same way I do, Mom. Don't do that. Because you don't
do it
like
that,
here
Mom.
either. You don't want to come up here. My mom left New York a long time ago, and she didn't miss it either. But it's just one of those things you're not supposed to say out loud. Like if you get
your mom is not even in New York.
No, my mom lives. We both live in Virginia.
Oh, okay.
Like
Okay. I thought you were visiting her. Okay.
No. I'm from here, so I have family here. But
family. Okay, so your cousins and stuff. Yeah.
But like I said, I do not stay. I love my home. Come on, Mom. All right. I'm gonna
you can't be calling out, Mom.
Let her have her 10 minutes.
I'm gonna let her have it. But
she's probably considering the people that she's gonna have to answer to when she gets off this. And you don't care.
No, because you know what? The truth of the matter is, if a bunch of New Yorkers get in a room, like if you go someplace here and a bunch of New Yorkers get in a room and no one's listening, they're gonna complain about being here. They're going to complain about being here. They're going to be like, "Oh, it's too expensive. Is this, is that." It's just when we go other places and people say, "Hey, my name is Dee," and you say, "Hey, my name is Courtney. I'm a New Yorker." It's like New Yorkers feel like they have to tell you what to
I'm a Yankees fan. Like you did that will happen.
That's big. Yes, that's big.
But I'm going to be honest and tell the truth. Tell the truth and shame the devil.
Right.
This is no longer for me. You can take my car. You can take my whatever. I'm not with it. This is the pits. I don't like it.
But I felt like that about Virginia, and that's still right across the bridge.
Well, I lived in Northern Virginia before, and it's strange because there's such a big difference between that DMV area and where I'm at now.
Yeah.
It's like night and day.
Yes.
Now that I'm older, I would actually like to live in that area.
Yeah.
But when I was living in that area, I was like, nah.
Hey, Tina.
No. Hey, Tina.
Okay, so like we always do, we do have to just say that we are not mental health professionals. We're just here giving our kind-ish advice, sharing our wisdom, and having a lot of fun with our audience.
Yes.
In the spirit of that, I'd like to go ahead and run our disclaimer.
All materials and information presented on this episode of Ask Alma are for general information and entertainment purposes only. The views, thoughts, and opinions expressed are those of the host and guests and do not represent the views or opinions of the National Newspaper Publishers Association.
Okay, we got
Before we go on, Courtney, I just wanted I notice people are just joining us to let them know that Alma is she is traveling today, so she should be back next week. But of course, we can't wait for her to get back.
Yes. Hello, Dee Sherelle and Miss Tina.
Hey, Tina.
Yes. Hey, Tina.
Sharon is here. So we getting the
Hey, Cheryl.
Come on in. Okay, so are you guys ready for question 1?
Yes.
I guess.
Let's do it.
If you say so.
Dear Alma, I met my current girlfriend on an adult video gaming chat. We spent many hours talking and getting to know each other because we had so much in common, especially our love of gaming. We finally met in person and I felt instantly in love. We have since moved in together, and for a time, I was the happiest man alive. Lately, I've noticed that she is back on the chat. I did recently receive a promotion from work, so I work longer hours. I'm wondering who she's talking to and if she's happy with me. Why is she back on the chat while I'm at work? Am I wrong for feeling this way? Maybe I'm being paranoid, but I also don't want to be naive. What do you think, Alma? What should I do?
Okay, so I'm going to give a little quick recap, run that back. All right, so he met his girlfriend on an adult video gaming chat. They had a lot in common. They loved gaming, and they met. And when they met, he instantly fell in love. It was like they hit it off right off the top. They ended up moving in together, and now he's got a promotion from work. He's working longer hours, but she's back on the chat. And so now that she's back on the chat, he's wondering who she's talking to. If she's happy, why is she back on the chat? And is he just being a little paranoid, reading too much into it? Or should he be concerned about the fact that she's back on this chat where she found love with him?
Is the chat a dating chat or is it adult gaming chat? Because if she's still playing, she would naturally talk to people who are playing as well. Like, I don't understand.
No.
No. I mean, if we are on it, that see, adult gaming chat has already scrambled my brain.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking, but they have took this whole gaming chat thing to a whole other level.
Okay.
And I want to say, if my husband is watching, real quick, shout out to my husband who has never loved a video game, because I got girlfriends who husbands sit in front. Yeah. My husband has never been a gamer, and I thank God for that. He likes shoes and cars. I guess I got to deal with that. But I'd rather deal with that than gaming. But as far as that chatting on DD, no. She can be chatting on there to whoever. But they have to play. They have to be playing the game.
They have to talk to play, right? Okay.
Yeah. But it also depends, because I wish I would have had more information, but there's certain type of games. So, like, I don't even know if people play Call of Duty anymore, but Call of Duty, kids play Fortnite when they go on the missions and they're all talking to each other.
Right.
Yes.
So,
but this sounds like a chat room independent of that. Like, we play each other, but we also chat with each other.
But then and that's the other thing I was going to say. There are also certain games where you have like an avatar. You make a person, and you go into the place and you are private chatting with somebody, which I think that's what it is. Because if it was something like Call of Duty or Fortnite or
if he's at work,
but don't get it twisted though, Courtney. They can still talk.
Yeah, they can
each other playing those games. So that's what I wanted Dee to understand, because I knew what she was thinking. Like, either way, she can communicate with this person. Whether it's talking through the game, the personal chat, like Courtney was saying.
Or group chat, they could also.
Yes, or group one, because I know Mason is on a group one. When they do the Roblox. And I know I've been on his game trying to play something that somebody has came through, because they just see I'm online and they're like, May. And I'm like, no, it's his mom, and you'll hear them all go, oh, shoot.
Right. They're like, oh, we got the wrong player.
Yes.
Why does he just ask her? Oh.
Second Life is for adults and very racy. And that's one of the games that I'm thinking. You make an avatar and it's like this whole world, and you show up to like the club, or they even have church on there, and it's like different people that you're playing, and you could just be talking to somebody one-on-one.
I would ask.
Cut the volume so he can hear you talking to others. Take the headphones off.
Right. Well, he said I found out that she was on the chat, so he wasn't in the room or playing with her like they met. So
that's where I get what Courtney is saying. She's probably chatting.
Right.
And if he gets on the game,
he
may have seen it.
Right.
He's definitely chatting in his absence.
Yes.
He's saying, why is she talking to someone while I'm at work? But this is the thing about gaming.
Why is she at work?
Right.
But that's a whole nother.
Okay. But this is the thing about gaming, though. If you're a gamer, she's a gamer, she's not going to stop being a gamer.
Right.
Because
Well, that's what Mary Lou is saying. They should have agreed now that we are in love and cohabitating, no more gaming or chatting, which I don't think that that is even a possibility. If they're so into
Right.
gaming that they met there, that it's likely that that's a everyday regular thing. But it's like going to the club. Like if we hook up, you're not supposed to be hanging out in the club by yourself, while I'm at work.
but also too, I also wonder if this is a situation where it's long distance, because he said they moved in. I'm assuming that she moved where he's at if they're not in the same state, because he's saying he got a promotion at work. So it sounds like he's settled where he's at. So
Right.
if it's long distance, she may not have met anyone yet. So now she's just doing what she's supposed to be doing, because not what she's supposed to be doing. She may be doing what she's doing just
Right.
to have people to talk to if she doesn't know
Right.
anybody.
I mean, it's an assumption
said
that they
that's
weren't
not
already in
fair.
this day.
That
My
she
mom
can't
said
play.
She can't
just
play because he
can.
can't.
because he can't, right?
Okay, I absolutely agree with that. But she may not have. There may have been no travel, they just moved in together. They could have been in the same area. She may just enjoy gaming, and she should be able to continue to do that. If he has a problem with her chatting or however, if I met you this way, I'm worried about you meeting somebody else this way, which I guess that's illegitimate. But he needs to ask her, who are you talking to? What you talking about?
He's
Yeah, I feel like
said
that, dude.
he's working later, so probably home her regular time. So she gaming, I guess. I think he's paranoid because he's probably been meeting women in there before, and he
I
just
was
worried
gonna
because
say
he
that,
was
Detroit,
being
when they
dirty.
was finished.
Now he's
Yeah.
insecure. Yeah, maybe this is his way of
I was
dating.
gonna say that also. Like maybe he's meeting a lot of women through these chats.
Or maybe he
And he
hasn't
could have
met
fell in
any, and she's
love.
the first person that
Yep.
he met, and now he's worried that it
Mm-hmm.
happened for him. It could happen for other people.
Yeah.
Somebody might. He wants her, so why not everybody else?
I think he should just ask that.
Ask her.
And
Yeah.
Sharon said, if you can't trust her to play a game, she's not for you.
And see, I think really what we're thinking is the game aspect. I know some people that this has happened to, so it's like they are playing the game, but now if you're chatting, you know how that is. That's with a
Yeah.
phone call, or
Right.
you're into somebody. Now you're texting. You
Right.
text them when you leave work. You know what I mean? Like in your phone, you sit at your desk. Now you shooting them an email, thinking about me, or your phone is at your desk. You know what I mean? You waiting for that next text to pop up. I've been there. Like we've all been there. So I don't think it's a lot. It may just be more than the game now. And that's why I feel like he should. Because now it's like, okay, she is gaming, but I think she's enjoying being on there talking to these people. And it may just be that. But he won't know unless he asks. That's how I
Ask her.
feel. Like, just ask.
Who are you talking to, and what's happening? It may be something perfectly innocent, and we shouldn't jump to conclusions. She may be just, she's doing what she's always been doing. This is how you met me.
Right.
It sort of goes back to, I think we had a
think they moved
conversation
too
about.
quick though, D. Like,
Right.
how, like you met her on the game.
Well, he gave us the
Well, I
short.
guess we
He
really
gave us
don't
the short
know.
version. We don't know how
Yeah, I was
long
gonna
they
say
did
might
any
have
of
been
those
dating.
things.
You're right. Yeah.
There may have been some time, but this is what I was doing when you met me. So you have to trust that I'm going to continue to do it. So he just needs that communication. Absolutely, he just needs to ask her.
And there seems to be a communication issue. My mom said if he's doing what he's supposed to be doing, he shouldn't worry. Just talk to her about it. And Miss Sharon said, like, you can talk but don't touch. I think for me, there's too many different details that's missing. Like it's long distance. What type of game is it? Is it, Red Dawn Redemption or Call of Duty, which is a completely different game than like what my mom said, Second Life, where you
could be playing those games too and still be getting racy with whoever you're playing with.
But the likelihood that you playing Call of Duty and getting racy with somebody,
if it's somebody that you want to be racy with,
that's what I'm saying.
You can be racy with Call of Duty.
They gonna figure it out.
You'll figure it out.
So here's what I think we're saying. First, he needs to talk to her regardless.
He needs to talk to her,
he needs to communicate. He needs to say, like, listen, this is how we met. So I have this insecurity and be honest and say you have an insecurity. There's nothing wrong with being vulnerable. Say you feel, scared or fearful that she may be doing the same thing that she was doing when you guys got together, and that you may feel like she's not happy in the relationship. And set up some type of guidelines. Like, if I'm not saying that she shouldn't chat, But maybe she should be more open about who she's talking to and what type of thing is going on when they're playing. Is if it's a mission-based game like Call of Duty or Fortnite, then she could say, "Well, I'm just talking to these people. We're on a mission, and this is what we're doing." If it's something that's like Second Life, like my mom said, and it's an avatar, you're talking to people one on one. That may be something you gotta kind of curtail, sis, because that's not cool. Like you can't be there trying to get your little talk on one with people on the game. I don't think that's right.
That's kind of a weird one.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's almost like, do you want me to stop doing it? You know what I mean? Because when I met you,
right, that was gaming. The thing we had in common was that the fact that we both like
that's
gaming.
what attracted us to each other.
Each other.
So I'm hoping for his sake that it's something innocent because he feels like he really loves her. He sounds like it, like he likes her. She moved in, so they must like each other. He didn't say anything else too bad. It's just really the gaming.
Right, and then also if he's having,
is he mad because he has to work?
I was just about to say he probably can't.
He doesn't get to do it anymore.
It's like, dang, I want to play the game. I don't even have a chance to play the game.
Yeah.
Every time I play around, you want a game, I can't play because I'm working longer hours.
He get home, the controller's dead. He mad. Who's she talking to? The controller's dead.
But
I'm saying just ask her.
Communication is key. You have to just
communicate.
Yes.
Because I know she has no clue if he didn't mention that though. Because she probably feels as though definitely if she isn't doing anything, she probably feels as though I'm just gaming.
Right. What she had been doing all along. This is how
what they both were doing all along.
Right.
Miss Sharon said
Miss Sharon. I do feel like that now that I think back on. There may be a little bit of hate.
But communicate.
How is it hate?
Because he can't play the game. He hating.
Oh, because he can't play.
He gotta work. Is she playing? She on the game?
Yes.
He probably doing them extra hours. Like I wish I was on the game.
Listen, he took that promotion though. Take that promotion, bro. You needed that promotion. The game could wait later.
You can buy more games.
Yeah, you can get more games.
Took a promotion, you can buy more games.
Y'all could go out on a date and pick a game together. Like, hey, you know what? Why don't you play this game? Well, you're not chatting as much. And she's like, okay.
That is not happening.
Happy that
I am not game shopping on my date. That's not happening.
But you're not a gamer, though.
You're not a gamer.
People who are gamers, that would be a perfect date. GameStop and all that.
I'm not a gamer, D, but I'm a detective. So even if I didn't know how to game, I'm gonna be all on that controller trying to figure the last person.
I'm not gonna say I'm not a gamer. I like this game called Sims.
That's still around? Wow.
Yes, they're about to come out with a new Sim.
See, I play bingo online. That's about it.
You can play bingo online?
Yeah.
You better ask her, Lamar's granddaughter.
Apparently that's exactly what I need to do is ask Lamar's granddaughter.
Yes.
You can play bingo online.
Our general consensus is communicate. Let her know how.
Yes, ask her. Yeah.
Yeah, it really.
And let
really
us know
comes down.
If you're watching. Yeah, let us know.
It's just it's a simple. I think we get a lot of questions about, what should I do about this thing, and really, most of them is just ask the question. Like you just go ask. Not every time I walk in the room, she hangs up the phone. Do you think she's cheating on me? Well, no, maybe she just doesn't want you to hear a conversation. It may have nothing to do with you. It may just be poor timing. I mean, there's so many reasons why that might happen. Instead of jumping to conclusions about, why it's happening, ask the question. And it could be something so perfectly innocent.
Yeah.
That, we can conjure up all kinds of reasons why things are happening.
No, we can.
The longer you let that fester, the more reasons you come up with.
The more.
And they're like, what? No, I didn't even think about that.
And I want to say, and I don't want to seem like I'm being stereotypical, but people who typically, this isn't across the board, because like I said, I like to play my little Sims, but people who are gamers typically be kind of introverted. They're not usually the type of people that are going out looking, to date in a way that, I'm going to go here and see if I'll meet somebody, or, they have a large group of friends. So to him, if she's communicating with people on the game, If he's introverted and she's introverted, then that's probably what he's thinking. Like, this is how we met, and this is
Right.
probably what you're doing.
Have you ever
Why?
been to a gaming convention?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I did
Oh
want to
yeah.
go. I did want to go to one though.
Because
I want to.
they're far from introverted. They are like the Star Wars people. They're like
But that's
I
because they.
But you know
That's
what? That's
because
because when they come together, though, D, when
right.
they
They
get
with their
together,
tribe.
yes, but
yeah.
it's still they're huge. They're this. I mean, it as if you are a true introvert, 200,000 people in a city is still gonna
Yeah, it's a
freak you
lot.
out, right? It's still gonna
Yeah,
even if that's something that you
but
enjoy.
people who go to Comic Cons and stuff are not just gamers. They
Oh,
usually
I'm not talking about Comic Con. Yeah, that's a whole
okay.
nother that's a
Yeah.
whole another animal. Yeah, and like tattoo conventions. They have quite a few of them down here, and
You go to them, Leah.
I went to a couple. I went to a couple. I'm not. I like tattoos, but I'm not like I'm done. I don't want any more.
Okay.
But I like. So it was a couple people from the DMV. So you know how you go support them.
Yeah,
Like they
go to
yeah,
was doing big
support. Yeah,
things.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah. But it was nice. So I went again. You know, like when they had another one. But I haven't been. Like I don't go. But I love
Especially
it.
when you have your tattoo artist, like the person that you go to
yeah.
support them. Yeah,
Yes.
I can see that. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we spent a lot of time on this question, so I think
Oh
we're gonna
wow.
go ahead and roll on to question number 2. Dear Alma, it has been a long time coming, but one of my very best friends is getting married in 2 weeks. He has always been a consummate playboy, and although he's been with his partner for some time, we didn't think that he would ever decide to settle down. He has been unfaithful throughout the entire relationship, but maintains that he loves his fiancée and wants to spend his life with her. Recently, he discovered that she cheated. We were all very surprised because she really doesn't seem like the cheating type, and also because she's always been so supportive and devoted to their relationship. Now my friend is thinking about calling the wedding off. I'm of the mind that he should forgive her because he's always cheated on every person he's ever been with, and that now he's just reaping what he's sown. Also, the wedding is 2 weeks away and everything is set. What do you think, Alma? Should he still tie the knot? Should he still tie the knot? Okay, so I want to do a little get back on that. All right. So she says that one of her best friends is about to get married. Well, I got this question last week. So last week it was 2 weeks ago. Now it's a week. So her
So
best
they get the wedding's tomorrow, right?
so,
We
her
gotta
best
hurry up, y'all. Give them the
Hurry up.
answer.
her best friend is about to get married, and she was kind of taken by surprise by that because he's always been a playboy, always been the one that I guess had girls and all of that kind of stuff. But he loved his fiance and wanted to spend his life with her, even though he's been cheating the whole entire relationship.
Right.
So now the tables unturned, and she cheated. And she's surprised. They're all surprised because she probably seemed like, the good girl type, the one who wouldn't cheat, always supportive, always devoted. And now, even though he cheated the whole relationship, he feels as though he doesn't know if he wants to get married
Mm-hmm.
because she cheated. He wants to call the wedding off. The wedding is, like y'all said, tomorrow, next week, whenever it's
Right.
happening soon. So as the friend feels as if he should just let it go because he's always cheated. And so now he just got back what he's been dishing out. But it's never fun when the rabbit got the gun. So
This sounds like the best man, right?
and that's what I was
Um,
just about to say. When I got this question, I said, what in the best man? What in the best man?
well, first of all, he didn't find out she cheated. She made sure he knew she cheated, because that isn't. She could have went her whole life and he never knew that. She wanted him to know.
To the grave.
She wanted right to the grave, right? She wanted him to know. Um, it sounds like they haven't gotten any counseling before this wedding, so that's probably where they should start. Because, well, of course, it's like, oh, now somebody touched my woman, so now I can't marry her. Like I'm sure had a past before he met her, and how dare he, foster this double standard that he could run around on her all he wanted. And now that she, got a little in before the wedding, I think I'm amused that all the friends thought she didn't have it in her. Like, was she like some kind of old maid or something? You know, everybody has it in them. Not that they would do it, but everybody has it in them.
Yeah. My mom said they should not get married. They already cheating on each other. Something is wrong there. Tina just said men.
women too.
Yeah.
Tina Daniels
said don't sound like a match.
We know that she cheated this time. We don't know that she didn't have a little dude on the side. But they got a name for it now. What's the name?
Miss Mary Lou.
They got so many names for her, like what is it? It's sneaky
swingers.
They got just the when you got a little.
Sneaky link.
Yeah. We don't know what she has.
You know what? My thing is, my biggest thing when I first heard this question isn't whether or not they should stay together. It's kind of like, how much money did you spend on this wedding? Because you're spending all these thousands of dollars, and there are just worthy causes you probably could have donated that money to. Because even if you get married, you're going to get divorced. You're going to end up getting divorced.
These two specifically, you mean?
Yes, come on. Like, you're already cheating. There's no, and he's not gonna, women, we tend to, not saying all of us, but we tend to be more forgiving. Men act like they could be cheating the whole entire time. And they act like,
with this particular man, I mean, I think that, you can have a man that cheats and he can be forgiven because it was just a moment. But he sounds like a habitual cheater, so this may never stop for him. Like this.
Okay, can I switch it up for a minute?
Yeah.
Go on.
So I've been sitting back listening, right?
Yeah.
So my thing is, it was like the friends are saying he needs to just let it go.
Yeah, let it go.
Right. So now I want to say this. I don't think he should let it go. Because just because he's a cheater doesn't mean that she has to do it. Like she said, this has been my friend. Right. He has been cheating. So everybody knows he's doing this. And some things you may just have to stand firm on. Like, I know that it may sound wrong if you get where I'm coming from. But if he doesn't want to be with somebody that he's known cheating, why should he feel bad for that because he's a cheater?
Because you're a cheater.
Okay.
But you're a cheater.
I hear what you're saying, Leah. I hear what you're saying.
Fair, though. Together, but it's kind of like, how is it that you can cheat? Okay, you can cheat and been cheating the whole time and been cheating since cheating. Okay, you cheat every relationship that you're in, and you.
That's who he is.
And it happened to you now, and so now you're like, oh my God, I can't go through with it.
So that's how I know, and that's the point I'm getting to. Like Dee said, oh, Miss Girl, this ain't her first time.
She knows. She knows
this
who
not
he
her
was.
First time. So my thing is, listen to what we're saying though. She knew she was with a cheater.
But you know what? Oh, Deshaun said there he's a cheater and he's a hypocrite. But you know what? I would like.
I mean, he could be a hypocrite, but those are his feelings. We're calling him a cheater. He may not think that that's cheating.
Huh?
He may not think
he's not married to the woman, so what his behavior may not be cheating him. I don't have a wife. I can date who I want to date. I can sleep who I want to sleep with. That's who he is. So all the time, like she said, everybody knows he's a cheater. So everybody knows that this man runs around. So the bride knows that as well. There's no way over a period of time you don't know your man is into some stuff. I mean, there are a couple things where you go, oh, I had no idea my husband was a spy. But for the most part, those kind of behaviors, they surface.
She said
you just ignore them. What
she
said?
His
feelings don't matter.
She's not married to him either. She has the same right that he does. You know what? I would. The only reason why I'm saying that I would like to know how he found out is because I think that plays a part. You understand what I'm saying? Like usually with women, when if we cheat, we cover our tracks. You're not gonna find out. Who knows how she found out? Maybe the dude hit him up.
Maybe the best friend told him. There's all kinds of ways that he could have done.
She could be being petty and lying. Now, see, that would be me. You know what I mean? Like, that would be me. That would be the petty bride about to get married. I knew that he was cheating. So I'm about to set this whole thing. I'm going to hurt your feelings 2 weeks before this wedding. I'm going to make you cry. Because, like, what are we doing here? Or she may be doing that to see if he really does love her. Like, are you going to fight for this? You know what I mean? Because I know she has to have a clue, Courtney, that this guy has been cheating.
The right.
I just my take on it is if anyone in the in the planning stages of our wedding at any time you can say I don't want to do this. If you wait till 2 weeks before our wedding to tell me you don't want to be married, we're not getting married because I know at some for us right because I know some if you can do that then I know all along our way through our life there are going to be times where you may just check out. There are going to be times where you go, I don't want to do this, or no. Well, let's break up because you didn't put the dishes in the drain and like I like them. Like there's always going to be that possibility that you are going to shift gears on me if you're willing to do that. 2 weeks before our wedding, he cheated around and found out.
That's right. You know what? A part of me is like they shouldn't get married, right? But sometimes, and this is the petty part of me. When it's and also because I'm single, right? When there's a situation like this and there's two people doing this kind of like petty ratchet
like
stuff,
tit for tat, right?
I say stay together. You know why? Because then you might meet me and then I gotta deal with it. So keep y'all cheating
over there
and sneaky self together and stay together so that people who are not cheaters and want something real can find each other.
I certainly don't know their financial circumstances, but either they're paying for this wedding together or her family is paying for this wedding because that's traditionally how it's done. Yeah. So if he's calling off a wedding that he didn't put 10 cents in, that's even more problematic because if he wanted to continue to sleep with other women, he should have never proposed to her. And I know they say that's unrealistic. No, it's not. If you want to have intimate relationships with other people besides me, you should not be trying to marry me.
So Courtney, did he say though, D, that he was no, did the friend say that he was cheating now or just his past relationship?
He has cheated throughout.
Been cheating since been cheating. He's a cheater, okay? From this
that's a hard one though, because I feel like D, how would I feel 2 weeks before my wedding and now for me to honestly ruin it? So let's say now that if I really didn't think he was cheating or never said anything till now, why would I wait 2 weeks before my wedding to mess it up?
And that's where the question is. It's like
he wants to. It's not her.
That's what I'm saying. No, so you missing me. That would be like, why would she do that? You know what I mean? Like she set this up so he would know. Nobody would really know.
But that's the thing about it.
Why would she cheat couple of weeks before the wedding so he can find out that
we don't know the details, so we don't know when she cheated. We don't know how he found out.
We just know that he found out. But he found out 2 weeks before.
I think that's what's playing the part. She probably cheated and just said, I'm doing my thing, and somebody exposed it. I don't think it was her who left the evidence.
The best man wrote a book.
Yeah.
Right. Something like that. So,
maybe that was her way of getting out. Maybe at that point she was like, I really shouldn't do this. Yeah. This is not right.
Or y'all, she could still just be playing a prank on him.
Well,
just
that
to make him sweat a little bit.
Even if she lied, she lied so there would be chaos. She was like, somebody's going to tell him that I went out on him. Mm-hmm. And maybe that ends this whole conversation about whether we had. I mean, I can't imagine. I imagine it would be very difficult for we've been planning this wedding all this time, and you just go to your mate and goes, "I changed my mind." So there has to be something drastic that would. I mean, I'm sure she also knew. I'm sure he's told her more than one occasion. If you cheat on me, men. I don't think they have any problem telling you that. Like, I expect you to be faithful. I expect if you cheat on me, I'm out.
Yes. And then if you have to answer to people like I did, ask Alma aunt who helped plan my wedding.
Right.
What you mean y'all calling this off?
Right.
Like, that's a whole lot.
So you need something that's so extraordinary that people are going to go, oh, okay, yeah, we get that.
Yeah.
With the exception of just going on the honeymoon by yourself.
You know what? I also think that, like, it all depends on how people look at cheating, Like we all look at it, I think, a similar way, right? But like Miss D said earlier, she probably knew he's always been cheating. Some women are cool with that. Even if they're not 100% cool with it, if they're the ones you're coming home to and you putting a ring on her
But
finger,
is it
well,
cheating if you're not married?
yes, it's cheating. If we have an understanding that we're supposed to be in
See,
a
that's the
But
difference
that's the
that we're
key.
talking
The
about. Yeah.
understanding.
right,
That's the key,
but
is the understanding, whether it's assumed or stated. If I'm not married to you, and I mean, we don't know if they live together, we don't know their circumstances. They just could be just planning a wedding. But if I'm not married to you, and I don't really have any ties to you except we say we're gonna, be together, is it really cheating?
I guess my thing is that what I'm saying is she may feel like he is cheating. Let's just say she feels like he's cheating, but
Okay.
she's willing to put up with it as long as she's the wife. We know
Well,
that he's
maybe that's where it shifted, Courtney. Maybe she didn't have any problem with him cheating when she was the girlfriend, but she realizes that once she becomes the wife, that probably isn't going to change, and she's not going to be okay with that.
but he's the
No.
one who wants to call it off.
Well, he only wants to call it off because of something that she did. Like, he wouldn't have
Right,
called it off otherwise.
right.
Cheryl
Or
says, I will
you know,
wait and walk down the aisle and tell him I did it and remind him of how many times he cheated on me and smack him and smile and roll out. I'm
that's the
that petty.
Pisces in
I'd
us,
wait
the
till the way.
Cheryl.
That's too much money to spend so I can slap you in
That's
the
the
face and go on the
Pisces in
honeymoon
us.
by myself.
Well, what I
Once
would
you're
do,
committed, it's cheating. Okay.
I'm not getting married, but I'm definitely going on a honeymoon. I'm definitely going to, what was that, Sex in the City? Yes,
I
sir.
don't know.
We're not getting married, but that
It's
honeymoon
you.
But you
So
know
you're
what?
going with a
with
man.
my friends.
You're
I think
going
you
with a
should
man
just,
on this trip.
even though he's the
Because if you go
cheater,
by yourself, it's not a honeymoon. It's
Well,
just you needing to get away.
the Sex in the City movie, she went with her girlfriend. So I would
no,
probably,
yeah, she went with
That's
her
not a
friends then.
honeymoon.
it
I've
would be
been
a
on the
honeymoon, but
honeymoon.
I'm
They are
not
not the
going to waste
same.
it. I ain't going to waste the honeymoon. I'm taking that trip.
Oh, you mean there was a honeymoon scheduled and it didn't
Oh, the
happen?
honeymoon plan. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like
Okay.
if we have a honeymoon plan, baby, I'm going. We ain't got to get married, but I'm taking that trip. You're not going, but I'm going.
I think they're gonna get married though. They may already be married, so congratulations to the couple.
And stay
I
married.
They
It's
got
really,
not
married this past
I
Saturday,
really hope it works out for
and
y'all. Like, and it will. You know what I was gonna say though? I think maybe it does another thing of communication, like we said in the previous question. I think it calls to just ask her because it may just be her telling the truth, and they may want to squash it there, and hopefully feel within their heart that they both are letting it go right there, right now. Like, I'm teaching you a lesson. You see how that felt? I don't want to be married if we're going to continue to do this.
right.
But see, the thing is, with communication, especially in a situation like that, you have to be mature. And if
Mm-hmm.
you're the type of person that's cheating and lying and sneaking, and that's your MO, I'm talking about the man now who wants to call the wedding off. You
Yes, Sean.
probably got some immaturity issues. You probably got some pride and ego issues. You probably got all of that. So us sitting and being honest with each other and saying, let's move on from here, you're not going to get rid of all that pride, ego, and immaturity in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, Sean says, I get it. If both parties wants the relationship to work, this type of cheating may be easier to forgive as long as it never happens after she becomes the wife, which is, the point we were trying. Thank you, Sean. I hope it works out
Me
for them
too,
as well,
Tina.
Leah. Well, they got married last Saturday, so
Yes, we definitely need an update on that one to see.
Yes, please
Did they get
update us.
married?
Let us know about the honeymoon.
Yes, is it y'all two or her and her girlfriends because y'all called it off?
well, I just, if I was about to get married and someone said to me, "Oh, I want to call off the wedding," and then we're 2 weeks in, that would be a red flag for me. Because if you're willing to do that, we're talking about, potentially thousands of dollars, families coming together, all of the things that go into creating a wedding, and you're prepared to just walk away without any conversation from that, that concerns me that may be your go-to in the future. What happens if, I'm in the hospital having the baby and you're like, you know what, I decided I didn't want to have kids. And then you roll out because that is your MO, just walking away. So
Right.
that would really concern me.
I don't know. I don't know.
And Forrest Murray, folks, this won't be your only argument. I know it's cheating, and everybody thinks, like Sean was saying, it is different versions for me as well. I think that the gaming thing, when we was talking about it, I have girlfriends whose husbands they game and they do talk to women, like they chat, and it may be an innocent game. I'm not having that. Like I will be one of those wives. Nah, no,
You
because
be
in
sitting
my
next to him like, excuse me.
D, we all playing. They like run to the
Yeah,
left.
we all
They say,
playing.
"Who
We
is the
all
little
going on the
avatar
list.
behind you, Devin? That's
Yes,
my wife.
we going
I'm
on
the
the Call of,
avatar behind them running."
Right.
we going on a Fortnite mission, Call of Duty
Yeah,
mission
we're all
together.
playing.
Yes. Who's that with the AK? That's my wife. I'm
Yes,
all in
wifey
the
entered
game.
the chat. Wifey entered the chat. Yes. Okay. Well, what's the general consensus? I like to try to reach
I
one.
don't know if there is a general consensus on this. I
Yeah.
think
Because he's kind of all over the place already. So what you want us to really tell you, dude? Let's be honest. Like, you want us to say leave so you can
Well,
say, oh,
it's the friend who sent the question. So the friend is saying that she told him to just get over it.
well, friend, tell them again from us. I think at this point, like, what is it? I mean, do have a conversation. I will say that, be mature about it, but it's honestly like, what do you like?
once.
You were really the problem. Let's say she is using that as an excuse. Like, you were really a problem. And I also feel like for her, why did you stick around? Let's say she did know he was
Not
cheating.
only the wife sticking around, you're the best friend, and you've witnessed him do this habitually to every woman he's been involved with, and
She
watched
may
him
be
plan.
helping.
She might be the wing woman, right? Watched him plan a wedding with a woman that she knew, because like for me, my friends could not, well, they couldn't bring me that. Like,
Yeah.
if you're gonna cheat, you're gonna have to keep that out of my space. Partly because this person is now gonna become, hopefully, someone that I have a relationship with. You're not gonna have me lying and sneaking and all that kind of foolishness with this person that you. There's a video floating around where the guy is like, "You brought me into this circle and you married this woman, and now you want to be in the club cheating." And he's like,
Right.
"Nah, man, you need to sit down and get yourself a drink because now she's my sister.
Yeah.
No, we're not doing that." So she's all along witnessed this, and and she's the one writing the question. So maybe she's the one that doesn't want them to get married.
Disha Ross said, the worst part is everyone knows your man is sleeping around but you. Trust me, she's in her back, but she will marry him. She's trying to teach him a lesson. And Mary Lou said, like I wrote before, what's good for the goose. So what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Okay, well, I think, let's just move on to question 3. That's what I think.
Let's next week we'll see if we heard from the
Yes.
I'm gonna, because of the person who sent it in, I know who it is. I'm gonna get an update on that one.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, check into that for us.
and
Because if they did get married, yeah, that would be a good thing. Maybe they did overcome it, and we can figure out. Maybe they will let you know how they did. You know what I mean?
Well, overcoming it is going to take some time. They may have just decided to put table it for now, so they could have their beautiful wedding and have their beautiful honeymoon and all of that. But getting over it is going to take therapy.
Yeah.
Therapy. Absolutely.
Okay, so
we're going to do a third question.
We're going to try the third?
Okay. Let's do it.
Dear Alma, I have been with my boyfriend for a little over 2 years. We were friends for a while before we got together, and we decided to take things to the next level after I left an almost 8-year relationship with my son's father. In my previous relationship, I felt so starved for affection and connection that I was surprised at how open and loving my current beau is naturally without me having to practically beg. Things were going beautifully in my relationship, and we recently found a really nice place together. But my boyfriend has become increasingly insecure about my son's father. He says that he fears that I still love him and that he's been having dreams about me leaving him to go back to my ex. If I'm being totally transparent, he's right. I do still love my ex and find myself constantly fantasizing about being a family with my ex and our son. My boyfriend's constant need for reassurance isn't helping me feel any different. Alma, I'm so confused and I'm wondering what in the sixth sense is going on. How can he know these things that I haven't confessed to anyone, not even my closest friends? Please help me.
She said, what in the sixth sense is going on? Okay.
This is easy. Go ahead, do you recap? This is easy.
So the recap is she is with her boyfriend for over a little over 2 years. She got with him after being in a relationship with somebody who was just emotionally unavailable. She was begging him to be together. They had, and she had a son with the ex. Now her boyfriend that she's moved in with, her current boyfriend, has an insecurity about them being together and has also dreamed that she will leave him for the ex. But she's saying that she doesn't know how he could figure this out. She hasn't confessed any of it to anyone, and it's true. She still loves the ex, fantasizes about them being a family. This man has treated her so well, but she still loves her ex. And what should she do?
Well, she's talking in her sleep. That's how he knows. And he didn't have a dream. He can tell by the way she's behaving. And she needs to tell him, as much as I adore you, I really want to be with my ex. Go find somebody that will enjoy your love and leave him be.
I think what I think is first, how long was the gap between you leaving this 8 year relationship, over 8 years or whatever it was, to be now with this person? Did you properly heal from the last one? My advice would be don't be with anybody until you
Well, I
really
didn't want her to necessarily go back to the old dude, but she needs to tell this guy that she's not emotionally available for him. And maybe a year down the road when she finally fixes all that other stuff, or even checks in with her ex and realizes getting away was the best thing to happen to her. But until she does that, she needs to let this guy go.
Yeah. She looks like he's stupid. She said, but wait. But you know what? Aside from giving her advice, where's the boyfriend at? Because if you're watching, can you put him on the phone? Can you put him on the line? Because there was a lady last week. She looking for somebody. She
oh
yeah.
Yeah.
Leave him alone. And
yes,
then
let's hook them up. We'll have to ask him a dating service.
Yes.
She wants a nice, emotionally available man who don't care what she does for a living. Yes. Send him over there.
Yes, because sis, you confused. You don't even know what you want. And God, I feel like God is what we said. God is trying to tell him something, like the color purple.
Yeah.
You gonna sing for us? I was gonna say you gonna sing for us. Yeah, that she wants to think that he is like clairvoyant. He's not clairvoyant. He's not paranoid. He knows.
Yeah.
He can see it. He can feel it. He can smell it, and he knows. He really wants her to say, "This is true," and she needs to do that for him.
Because he sees it, like Dee say, like he sees it. He feels it. Speaking from a parent who has a child, and I like the relationship that we have, her village, Kennedy's village. But I know I never made Devin feel out of place, my husband, when it came to that situation.
Right.
Like, this is what it was, because I don't have any more feelings for him. But what I did say in the beginning of our relationship is this guy's also like family, which is kind of odd for us. Like, my mom and his mom was best friends. So we will always be around each other. You might see us, places. But I will speak for Kennedy's dad. We learned our boundaries. You know what I mean? Because we really didn't have those feelings. We have love for each other. I don't wish nothing bad on him. I don't wish for him to go now. I'll probably speak at his funeral. Not saying it like that. And I wouldn't be shocked if he said a few words at mine. You know what I mean?
Right.
But he knows that I love Devin. Like, that's what it is. And he loves whoever he's with. But we also did keep that boundary of us, like, not doing this and not doing that. And we joke with each other all the time, because you know how he'll always go, "You're not like other baby mothers." Because, some of them give in, even when they're with other people. And I've known it, like, that's my baby daddy. Who else I'm supposed to know? Like, I did stand firm on that. Like, I have love for him and his family, but you don't have to worry about me crossing over there. Like, even though, and what I'm gonna say now is, I think she may be looking at the baby dad as now maybe doing better in her eyes. So now maybe she wants to try to get it together, because, like, why did they really break up? Maybe he wasn't holding up his end, you know what I mean, at that time, as far as being a parent and things, like that. So now
he may be parenting somebody else's child now, and she's like, "Wait a minute."
Exactly.
Like, that's what I want.
But she went to where she felt comfortable and stable. And I love you for that. And I hate that this other dude is stuck in that, because I know a lot of females that do that. Like, it's really like mean. Like, I feel like you said, Courtney, just be by yourself for a little while. Definitely would get out of a relationship with a child. Like,
with
give
8 years.
yourself,
You said 8 years, right? They were together. That's
give
a long
yourself,
time.
give yourself some time, because that grass is not always greener. You know what that baby daddy about.
Right. And
like, you know
I
that.
think when you've been in a relationship with somebody, and let's just say there's been a main issue throughout the whole time, and the next person you meet answers that problem. Like they do the thing that you've been asking for. You can very easily confuse that with being in love. And think, okay, this is it. Because that person's giving you what you've been wanting. But really, it's just that they're giving you what you've been wanting, and you're really not past the fact that you didn't get it from that person. So some soul searching. You really need to.
Yeah.
But then the other part is that
if he's asking those questions, he already knows the answer to them. She needs to let him go. She needs to tell him.
Is that they just moved in, and I know in the state of Virginia with them leases, that might be the part. Because he might be like, well, listen, where you going? Or I ain't going. I'm not leaving. Then what you gonna do? Why make a permanent decision with somebody you not? But it's moving.
That is a temporary fix.
Yeah.
You cannot make permanent decisions with temporary people.
No.
And I think
she said she was emotionally thirsty.
Yeah.
She left him, and now she wants to go back.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. She may be saying that he's giving that emotional thirst to somebody else, and it may just not have been your time, because people confuse just having kids with people like you're supposed to be in love. You should check that too, though.
Right.
You can't just be out here having kids with anybody. Y'all may have just been put on this earth to just have kids. Like, just because you have kids, everybody knows what it takes to have kids. So you knew
and you know how to stop that.
You knew that he was already draining you emotionally, but you had a baby still. So don't do that to this guy. Now this new guy's wrapped up in that because he really wants to love you. That's wrong. And those are the type of women I'm trying to keep my sons away from.
Information so we can set him up. Because the person from last week, I know him. Don't be selfish. You've been selfish this long. Send us his info so we can pass.
Say, Leah, you in the wrong business, Leah. I think you need to start your own little couples.
I'm gonna tell you backstage.
Okay.
Okay. We definitely
time to go, Courtney.
Yes, we definitely.
Oh, we did it.
Yes.
That's an hour.
We had another question, but I guess maybe
we can do that next week.
Yeah. Yes. But it's big.
Hold on, Alma. Look, the original Alma be back next week, right?
Yes, the original Alma.
I know y'all are like, where's she at? Me and Leah, we tag teaming and we doing our thing.
We've been holding it down
because we miss her too.
Yes.
Well, we got a lot of our regulars here tonight. Thank you
all
for showing up
again.
And for staying.
Because when you go to a restaurant and the chef you like ain't there, you don't eat. So we're happy that you come. That you come even in the original Alma in her absence. We're happy.
So shout out to the day ones. To the day ones.
Because y'all could have walked in the restaurant and walked right back out.
Right, yeah.
But thank you for staying.
Listen.
I did that recently. It was because a dog was sitting on the bar. I was like, wait, what is happening?
This is my service dog.
I don't know. Down here you have to have paperwork. You can't just be dragging your dogs into places, and we're not doing that. Great show, ladies. Have a good night and the rest of the week, everyone. Thank you, Sean. I know Alma would love to see you this week when she gets back.
Yes, and just really quickly before we go, if you guys have any questions, please send them to alwayaskalma@gmail.com. And we appreciate you being here. Have a good night.
Good night.